Welcome back to Storytime with Miss Binky and Pinky Binky. We're currently reading Magic Tree House, book number 8, Midnight on the Moon. We are on chapters 5 and 6. Chapter 5 is called Hang On. Remember, Jack and Annie just got on the moon buggy. Annie is driving. Annie drove the moon buggy over bumps and hollows. It buckled like a bronco. I'm going through there, she pointed to the opening between two mounds. Jack held onto the dashboard. The buggy bumped towards the opening and shot through. On the other side, the ground was even rockier. Look for the fourth end thing, said Annie, bouncing up and down. Jack groaned. Looking for anything on the wild ride was impossible. Slow down, he said. How? Try pressing the brake pedal or the floor slowly. And he pressed on the brake. The buggy slowed down. Jack sighed with relief. The ride was still bumpy, but at least he could take a good look at the moon. He had never been on such a colorless, barren place. There was no green, no blue, no red. No water, no trees, no clouds. Only giant gray rocks and craters, and an American flag. Oh man, said Jack, that's from the first astronaut who landed on the moon. And look, a telescope, said Annie. She drove near the flag and telescope. Then she put her foot on the brake until the buggy stopped. She pressed a button that said off. Then she and Jack hopped out. They took slow, giant steps to the site of the first moon landing. Besides the flag was a sign. Annie read aloud. Here are men from the planet Earth. First set foot upon the moon. July 1969 A.D. We came in peace for all mankind. That's a good message, said Jack. He handed the moon book to Annie. He took out his notebook and pencil to copy the sign. Let's leave our own message, said Annie. What should we say? Said Jack. The same thing, said Annie, that we were the first kids. Jack turned to a new page in his book. In big letters, he wrote their message. Now we have to sign it, said Annie. Jack signed his name. Then he passed the notebook and pencil to Annie. She signed her name and passed the notebook back. Jack tore out the piece of paper he put by the flag. Today, the first kids from planet Earth came to the moon. We came in peace for all children. Jack, Annie. No wind would ever blow the message away. No rain would ever fall on it. It would be there forever unless someone moved it. Thinking of forever, Jack made Jack feel dizzy. He shook his head to clear his thoughts. Then he remembered the time. 2 hours had been passed? I wish I had a watch, he said, standing up. We might be running out of time. Oh, wow, a moon man, said Annie. What? Said Jack. Jack turned to look at her. She was staring through the telescope. Jack walked over to the telescope. Annie stepped aside so he could look too. He gasped. In the distance, something was flying above the ground. It looked like a giant man in a space suit. Chapter 6 High Jump. Who is that? Said Jack. I don't know, said Annie, but we'll soon find out. She stared at Wavy. No, said Jack, who grabbed her arm. Let's go back to the base before he gets here. Why? Said Annie. We don't know who he is, said Jack. We don't know if he's friendly or mean or what. But we can't go back, said Annie. We haven't found the fourth M thing yet. We won't be able to go home. It doesn't matter. We can lock the door in the moon base until he goes away, said Jack. Then we can get new air tanks. Jack hurried to the moon buggy. Come on. He jumped into the driver's seat. Annie gave a little wave to the dot in the sky. Then she climbed into the moon buggy. The buggy took off. Careful, said Annie. They bumped over rocks as Jack turned the buggy around. and they zoomed towards the pass. Jack steered around craters and rocks. More than once the buggy nearly tipped over. "Whoa! Slow down," said Annie. They were almost at the mountain pass. Suddenly a cloud of dust flew in front of them. The ground trembled. "Watch it," cried Annie. Jack couldn't see a thing. He stepped on the brake of the buggy, and the buggy jerked into a spot. The buggy jerked into a stop. The dust settled. A giant rock had fallen onto the narrow pass. It was stuck between two walls of rocks. They were trapped. Jack quickly found a picture of a giant rock in the moon book. He read aloud, "Rocks of all sizes crashed into the moon from outer space. These rocks are called meteorites." "We're lucky that meteorite didn't land on us," said Jack. "Yeah, and I guess it's too big for the M thing," said Annie. She had climbed out of the moon buggy and was standing by the meteorite. It was more than twice as tall as she. Jack looked at the black sky. The flying thing was nowhere in sight, yet. "We'll have to jump over it," Annie said. "Jump? I don't think so," said Jack. "It's too high." "I'm going to try anyway," said Annie. "Wait, let's think first," said Jack. But Annie was already backing up. "1, 2, and 3, go!" she shouted, and took a giant leaping step towards the meteorite. When Annie got close to her, she pushed off from the ground. Then she flew through the space and disappeared behind the meteorite. "Annie!" Jack called. There was no answer. "Oh, brother," said Jack. He backed up and took off toward the rock. He jumped as high as he could. Then he was flying through space. Jack hit the ground and fell face down in the dust. Jack tried to stand, but his suit was too bulky. He tried to roll over, but his suit made that even impossible. "Oh no," he groaned, "not again." "Are you there?" asked Annie. "Did you make it?" "Yes." Jack was relieved to hear her voice, but he couldn't turn his head to see her. He could only hear her over the radio. "Can you help me up?" he asked. "Nope," said Annie. "Why not?" I fell down too," she said. "Oh, brother," Jack sighed. "Now are really in trouble." He tried to stand again and failed. "Can you see anything?" he asked. "Just the sky," said Annie. "Wow, is it weird?" "I'm worried about our air tanks," said Jack. "I feel like it's been 2 hours." "Jack," said Annie. "And what about the moon man?" said Jack. "Where did he go?" "Jack," whispered Annie. "What?" "He's here," she said. "The moon man is here." "What?" "He's standing above me." Tomorrow we'll read chapters 7 and 8. Chapter 7 is called The Moon Man. I wonder if the moon man is good or mean. What do you think? Let me know.